show, who learned speed reading with Peter Kump. I believe Nixon hired Mr. Kump to teach these people how to read faster, and I think from what I could gather, I mean, the whole staff were well trained in the long run, and that. Oh, okay, I remember. It's Buchanan. It's Pat Buchanan, right?
Yeah, Pat
He's
Buchanan,
a famous politician, right?
Yeah, he was an advisor.
Yeah, yes, exactly. He was one of his advisors. He learned speed reading with Peter Kump.
Interesting.
Unfortunately, Mr. Kump died in the mid-80s of cancer, and he was also very well known as a chef. He was a well-known chef in New York. I think he owned some restaurants there and so forth. And this book, it's one of my favorites. It's a classic. And you also have Howard Berg. I think there are a lot of material by Berg. There is another woman called Abbie Beale. She's more contemporary on that. She's a very nice person. I managed to get in touch with her, and she wrote a more thorough book on not only on speed reading itself, but on reading comprehension and reading for various purposes, for information, for studying, and for all that. She's a very well learned person as well.
I looked up Abbie Beale, and it says
yes.
the corporate educator.
Yes, yes.
We help you to learn smarter, faster, and better.
Okay. Yes. There you go.
Yeah. So I think this will give the listeners, people who are looking at this discussion, some more information to look at, and possibly some interesting websites to look at.
Yes.
Like the corporate educator. Very nice.
Yes. Of course, Steve, there are other people that, discourage this whole pacing thing, right? They see that the pacing can be very distractive. I mean, that you're not supposed to use your hands or pens or cards, or there are several types of pacers that this is, I mean, people should not do this. But I think, I don't know, this may vary from people to people, but I've read studies, showing that if you read a pace, I mean, there is no way, I mean, your eyes were meant to follow something, like this woman, Mrs. Beale said, if a bee is flying in your room, you're going to be following the movement with your eyes. No, the same, is true for reading. If you move your finger or your hands or your pen faster, I mean, this will actually require that your eyes to be running also faster across the page or across the line. Of course, some of the techniques can be a little, too challenging.
Right, new for some people, I'm sure.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a new habit. It's a different habit. It requires some practice, and as you said, okay, sorry. It's very important that you've mentioned that you've lost all of this or part of the skills that you've learned many years ago, because studies also have shown that you should read at least 2 hours a day just to keep up with all the technique. If you stop using all of this technique for a certain time, you're going to be losing. It's just pretty much like speaking a foreign language, right? If you stop speaking that foreign language, practicing, you would have to go back to brush it up.
Sure.
That's what happened.
I think you're absolutely right. Well, I really appreciate you giving these topics. What I've done is I've made 3 very good email website locations. I'm going to email it to the 4 of us, and then we can discuss this topic. Thank you very much for coming up with the topic for this week. I enjoyed this very much.
Okay, I thank you very much for just taking my call and for the opportunity to share something that I believe it's important, and I've been sharing with my students, and it's working.
I think this will be the format for Swiss Cheese English. It's so much easier for me to talk with you.
Okay.
And then we make everybody listen to what you and I talk about.
Okay.
And then I will talk to them individually. I think that this will be. And so if it's okay with you, Wednesday, 8:30 your time next week?
Okay. Yes. Yes.
I will call you next week.
That's great, Steve.
Okay. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.